that was all a bit frustrating, wasn't it? Damn Turan and damn Barcelona. How are they doing this? But the good news is it's time for my favourite part of the week. I'm still joined by Charlie the Hurricane Skillen from the Mail Online, and it's the part of the show where we answer your questions. And I think the best thing we can do is get right to it and get through as many as possible. I'll start if that's all right with you.
Go on.
Daniel wants to know, do you think we will sign a big first 11 player this season? I'm going to put a caveat here. I know what he means. He means big. He means big. He doesn't mean Falcao. He means a Pogba. Yeah. I'm sure that if I'm wrong, Daniel, let me know. But I'm sure that's what he means. Charlie, are we going to sign a big player for the first 11?
It looked like Chelsea were going after targets like Varane and Pogba and Bale, and it looked like they were. But those players are not going to come to Chelsea this summer. It's just unfortunate. What you've got to realise is that there's such a small percentage of players that would actually improve Chelsea's first team. I've seen a lot of people moaning about the type of signings we're making, but you've got to remember, we actually ran away with the league last season. I will say that every time Mourinho's won the league, he's gone and strengthened immediately. Like the first time he won the league with Chelsea, the first thing he did in the summer was buy Michael Essien. I don't really see that we're going to be in the market for players that are going to walk straight into the first team. Obviously, we lost out on Arda Turan. We're not going to be signing a Pogba.
You've just said that Chelsea ran away with the league last season, and of course we did. We had a fantastic campaign. But that was preceded by some electric work in the transfer market.
It was. But there were such gaping holes in the squad. We needed a striker. We needed a creative midfielder.
But you could argue now...
Those players are in place.
I could argue now that we need a centre-half. We need a left-back.
Well, we don't need a left-back. We need a reserve left-back, and Chelsea will buy one.
You think we will?
Yeah, absolutely. So someone like Barber Rahman, someone like that. We definitely will buy a reserve left-back.
Assuming that
Luis we'll buy a keeper. We'll probably buy a defender. We'll certainly buy a midfielder. And obviously we've got Falcao in as well. But we're going to be looking at those signings, I feel, to sort of strengthen the squad.
Right. So to answer Daniel's question, I think what we're going to conclude here is no, Daniel, we're not going to sign a marquee player.
Not in terms of Pogba, Varane, Bale. No.
Not the best news. But
never mind. On to happier things. Charlie CFC wants to know what the best goal you've seen at Stamford Bridge is.
Ever. Charlie CFC, what a fantastic question.
Good name as well.
This is a really good question. Let me just have. Do you know what it is? Actually, there's no contest. I know exactly what it is. If you don't agree with me here, there's only one answer, and that is Frank Lampard's volley against Bayern Munich when he took the ball in his chest. And he sort of like went over himself, and then he spun and half volleyed it straight past Oliver Kahn.
Yeah.
I don't think, in terms of idea, in terms of execution, in terms of technique, I don't think that there has ever been a better goal scored. Not only at Stamford Bridge, I'm going to go in world football. That is the best goal I've ever seen, including the magnitude of the game.
That's right.
You have to take it into account. It was a huge match against Bayern Munich. Incredible.
That is actually Frank Lampard's favourite goal out of all his goals as well. So
there we go, Frank. Great minds and all that.
You're in good company. I'm going to be slightly controversial with this one.
Go for it.
I don't think you're going to like me. I'm going to go with Ronaldinho's goal against Chelsea for Barcelona.
Do you know what?
In the 4-2 game.
I can't dislike you for that. That's a fantastic shout.
I think I'm allowed it because obviously Chelsea ended up winning. But I still don't think I've seen an opposition player be so good against us. That sort of shimmy he did in the toe poke.
Nobody knew what had happened. I can remember
flummoxed.
I was sat in the Matthew Harding Lower that day, and nobody really knew what had happened. We saw Ronaldinho sort of pick it up. Lots of players around him. No threat. What? It's a goal. What's happened here? It was just. It was pure brilliance actually.
I think obviously we've seen Ronaldo and Messi play at the Bridge. I think Ronaldinho is the best opposition player I've seen in the flesh that night. He was incredible.
What about Falcao? Falcao in Monaco?
No, I
Thierry Henry had one against us.
I think Ronaldinho, but in terms of...
This is a good question. This is a good question.
Next
Guys,
week, get this one in.
Who do you think has had... We're doing it back to you. You ask us questions. Right back at you. Who do you think has had the best performance against Chelsea? That's really interesting, actually.
That's a great question. Well, before we make up too many more questions for us to answer, let's move on to one of theirs. Varun Joshi is a loyal follower of the show.
Yeah.
He wants to know, have you ever cried at a Chelsea game?
I have. Yes, I have. I can remember it vividly, actually. It was against Newcastle United in the FA Cup. I was young. I was really young.
95, 96 season.
I think so.
It's my first season of going to Chelsea.
Really?
Yeah.
I was in the West Stand, sort of the upper bit. So you had the benches in front. I was in the upper bit of the West Stand, and we were 1-0 up. We were going to go through. It was a brilliant time. I was loving the cup. I was freezing, and in the last minute of the game, sort of 94th minute, our keeper at the time, Dimitri Karin, did a pathetic kick out. I think Philippe Albert knocked it down, and I can just remember it so well. Les Ferdinand ran through and put it away with his left foot, made the score 1-1 against, at the time, a brilliant Newcastle team.
Yeah, they were such a good team. Kevin Keegan's band of entertainers.
And we were going to be out.
Yeah,
Going to play at St James's Park, we were going to be out. And I was a young kid. I was with my stepdad at the time. I can just remember like really losing it and crying. And I can actually remember some sort of meathead Chelsea fan came up to me and went, "Don't worry, son, we'll do him up there." And I did not believe for 1 second that we would. And we did.
We did on penalties as well.
Eddie Newton.
Yeah, unfortunately we went out at the semi-final that year to Man United.
Craig Burley.
Terrible back pass. But, you know, we won the cup the following year.
Yeah. What about you? Have you ever cried?
I'm not much of a crier.
No.
I'm quite a sort of steely man of emotion.
That's very interesting, Mr. Skillen. I was wondering what you were going to say there.
Why not?
I've just proved this man a liar.
Yeah.
I know for a fact. I was in Munich with him, and he was in floods of tears. He was in bits.
That was Munich. You're allowed to cry.
What a journalist, eh? not all truth comes out of there. He said no, and I knew for a fact. That was a test. I was wondering whether he was going to be honest there, and he wasn't.
Yeah, no, it's Munich. Emotional time. Best weekend of my life.
That's very funny. Moving on quickly, Brandon. This is a very good question as well, actually. Cheers, Brandon. He wants to know the best 3 Jose Mourinho signings. I'll start. I'll kick this one off. It was a winner, actually. Ashley Cole.
Ashley Cole was a great shout. You know, we absolutely stole him for peanuts and winning Gallas.
Gave him Gallas.
I know.
Yeah,
absolutely win.
Brilliant. Yeah.
I think it was a lot of money, but what a player Michael Essien was.
Yeah.
Amazing signing. Then took on the field to another level.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Didier Drogba.
It's got to be in it.
Those 3.
Got to be.
Drogba, Cole, Etienne. If you guys disagree, obviously comment, let us know. But Brandon, we're unanimous.
Absolutely, 100%.
Absolutely. Kartik wants to know which young player is going to break into the Chelsea first team this season.
Ooh, well, I think there's a few that could. I think Solanke will be in and around the sort of striking roles. I also think Loftus-Cheek.
It's the RLC, isn't it?
It's the RLC.
It's the RLC.
I think, Mourinho's already said that he's going to be part of the first team squad. He's going to be challenging for those roles, especially in like the Capital One Cup games, maybe the Champions League games when we're already through.
Yeah.
I want to see him get 10, 15 games next year.
And then it's up to him, isn't it? If the door is open for him, it's up to him how he goes through. He'll either barge through the door and impose himself on the first team, or he'll be at Vitesse. But I think he's got it in him, actually. I think he really does have the minerals for first team Premier League football. So I'm definitely going for the RLC. I think he's got this, I really do.
Yeah.
This is a good question. I like it a lot. It's from Carl. Carl wants to know, is Charlie's girlfriend a Chelsea fan?
Is Victoria a Chelsea fan?
Victoria isn't a football fan at all. That's my girlfriend. She's Victoria. She's not a football fan at all. However, my mum is a staunch Chelsea fan. Look at this picture of her from the '94 FA Cup final.
Great pick.
She took me to that. So this is her getting ready for the 1994 FA Cup final when we got smashed by Manchester United.
Yeah, bad times.
But is Kate a Chelsea fan?
Yes, of course she is.
I actually don't know the answer.
Yeah, no, she is, as you can see by this wonderful photo here. What's that?
That was a wolf whistle, obviously.
All right, yeah. Obviously she's got no choice. Had a lot of questions actually last week asking whether she can be on the show. I really don't think she's going to be the best football analyst for BACKPAGE Blues.
Well, we put up with you, Charlie.
Oh, thanks, man.
I think Kate would be a welcome addition to the team. So yeah, get her on whenever you fancy it.
Not happening.
Guys, I'm just being given the universal sign to wrap up from Mansell. So just before we do, I forgot. Last time we were on the show together, I'm sure you can remember, we offered a giveaway. We said if we get a certain amount of comments, we will give away this T-shirt. We got the comments, so we picked somebody completely at random. The winner of this T-shirt is Jack Mellis.
Well done, Jack.
Yeah, congratulations, mate. There's one caveat to you receiving this. You have to promise to send us a picture of you wearing it, and we can tweet it out and put it in the next BACKPAGE Blues. All you have to do is find us on Twitter, give us a follow, and DM us your address, and we'll get it posted out to you. And I thought it was a bit of a joke that somebody would want this picture, but it seems like somebody, or a few of you, actually did. And picking
this was
somebody
scarily
at random,
popular.
Scarily popular. But Jack Caban, if you actually like this picture, and you weren't joking and you want it, it's all yours. So again, just find us on Twitter, send us your address, and we'll post it out to you, providing you send us a picture of where you place it.
Because he's had it on his desk for weeks.
And I'm gutted to lose it, actually. I'm gutted to lose it. I'll have to put you as my screensaver now, sorry, on my mobile.
Again.
Guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. This really is my favourite part of the week. So, yeah, keep your questions coming in. Give us a like if you enjoy it, and if you haven't subscribed, please do it right now.
Because Barcelona are under a ban for registering players, he won't be able to play for them until January.